to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Hello guys, welcome to our channel once again. If you don't subscribe, make sure you click on the subscription button down below to subscribe. And today we're gonna be talking about a brand new show on WeTV, and it's called Keke Wyatt's World. Uh Firstly, what did you think about the first episode of Keke Wyatt's World?
Wow. It was a lot. It was a lot. I I wasn't aware that she had 11 kids. That's a lot of kids. And I didn't catch all the names and all the ages, but I'm guessing they're ranging from the ages of 22 to 8 months old.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, it was interesting to see all the kids and their personalities, but then it had some true moments, I guess, that most women go through after they have a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it touched a lot of different subjects to me that normally wouldn't be put on television, if that makes any
yeah,
sense.
yeah. It does. It does. For me, I felt like it was too rough for me. Like it was just too rough for me. Probably because I was watching it because I was like I was gonna let you know if I was gonna be able to watch the show. So
Right.
I've been busy since yesterday, very, very busy. So I was very tired. I even till now I haven't had a close of eyes, like I haven't slept. I've been trying to hold myself so as to finish
Oh
this live
my.
before I go and sleep. So I guess I was watching it from a let me say maybe I was watching it from a tired perspective.
Hmm.
And and it was just too rough for me, but that's just my opinion. It's just my
Right.
opinion. Firstly, let's talk about there was something that was bugging me in the episode, and that was this her first son, who is 22, and his girlfriend, who is 19. Now she did say that they've been dating for 4 years. That means she was dating this guy when she was, I guess, 15, and he
Yeah.
was about 17. And when she came to the house since when she was 15, she hasn't left the house. That I was looking at it sideways because I certainly would not want to go to my boyfriend's house and stay 4 years after still in this house. Doesn't she have parents? Like, what is
Yeah.
going on? That raised a lot of questions for me. Like, why would you just go with a guy just to be able to live in his house? Like, did you kind of use him for the shelter? Didn't you have your own shelter? Because it's surprising to me that you went to visit them once and you stuck with them, and you even call Keke Wyatt your mom because you've been living there for the past 4 years.
Right.
Please make it make sense, because for me, it kind of felt off to me. I didn't understand. I didn't grab it. I was literally in shock. And the fact that Keke Wyatt permitted that, because truthfully, I feel I feel like if as a mom, your
Hmm.
son, it's not a bad thing for your son to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, sorry, a girlfriend. He's of age. He's allowed to
Right.
have that. But he's living under your roof and he brings in his young girlfriend. At this age, they're supposed to be trying to accomplish something with themselves. And he's there living under your roof with the girl for how many years? 4 years. Okay, there's no plans of, okay, let's leave my mom's house. The girl hasn't thought of, oh, I might be a burden. Like, how is she living like that? Because I certainly won't be able to live under those circumstances. And I'm certain like Keke Wyatt shouldn't have allowed like this is an extra mouth upon the mouth that she already has. And
Yeah,
she has to take up the responsibility because he's her son's girlfriend. It didn't make sense to me.
no, it really didn't, especially with her being 15 and him being 17 and her moving in. It's like, did she get uh any parental uh release for her to be with Keke? Is Keke now her guardian? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't really understand that either when she says I've been here ever since and I'm like part of the family. And it's like you're like another dependent, you know, another dependent who probably isn't working, because I don't know if her
Exactly.
son is
Because
working.
it doesn't look as if she's woke. I don't even think any of them are. I don't know, probably they don't want to show. Maybe we'll see in the later on in later episodes, but I don't think any of them is working apart from the parents.
Wow. Wow. Kids, they have summer jobs, where you can get a job every summer, you know. And if not, then hey, cut a yard, pick up paper and wash cars. It's things you can do as a team to make money, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I made my kids work, because I wanted to let them know that, working, it brings you rewards, things that you think of that you want and you need that you can't afford. That's what working does for you. So I just didn't understand that. It kind of made me go, oh wow, another person? How big is the house? Like, where does she sleep? Do they sleep in the same room? I had all kind of questions.
Exactly. Like that's why I said probably I didn't want to talk too much because looking at the show, it was a hot mess. Like she is a hot mess.
Yes.
She is a very hot mess. And I don't understand. I'm trying, like I'm literally trying my best. I don't want to be judgmental, but I literally don't get because she has so many kids. She has this 19. She has
Are you there? I can't hear you. Hello?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi was messing up, so I was trying to rectify the issue.
Oh, okay.
So, like I was saying, it was like a very, very hot mess. A
Yeah.
very, very hot mess. I
Yeah, Kiki's emotions are all
well,
over the place.
Yeah. Like I was saying, she has a lot of kids. I couldn't even get all of them, but I like she has a lot of kids.
Yeah, I think
I
I was
think my
only
Wi-Fi is uh,
yeah, I think I was only able to get
I don't know why
excuse me, like 10 of the kids' names and ages.
yeah, I don't know. My Wi-Fi is, I don't know whether it's my laptop or my Wi-Fi is messing up. But I don't know which one. It's just disorganizing my group today. So I literally
I can't hear you. Oh, sorry for the technical difficulties. Just give us a moment to readjust.
is this I don't know, my Wi-Fi on my laptop is trying to spoil my groove on this chat. So as I
Mm.
was saying, you counted one, you counted two, you counted three, you counted four, five. At one moment you didn't say to yourself, it's enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids.
I
That
I
really is. I wonder what the
I
food bill is.
man, I commend those kids.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
commend
give it to those
her.
kids because if I was one of the kids, I definitely would have left the house. I don't know. The first thing on my head when I'm getting to 15 years old is to get out of the house. Because look everywhere, there's no place for you your space. Like, yeah, okay, this is my space.
Right.
This is the space that maybe when I want to think, I want to be alone, I can have this. Like everybody is always on your head. You have younger kids, you have the teenagers. It's just too filled up. And I was wondering, how did she do that she made herself continuously kept on having kids?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's a kid like at least every year and a half, huh? Like, I don't know. I couldn't have did it, but kudos to her.
Kudos
For
to her.
yeah, for 11 kids because that's a lot of mouths to feed. That's a
11
like
kids.
how long does
11
it take
kids.
you? Yeah, how long does it take you to prepare a meal for 11 kids or wash
I'm
clothes?
telling you.
Oh my
11 kids
goodness.
plus her, plus the other guy's girlfriend, plus her husband. So there
Yeah.
are a total of 11 kids plus her, 12, plus the girlfriend, 13, plus the husband, 15.
Plus, did you count her
Wow.
too?
Yeah, I counted
Oh,
her. She
okay.
plus the kids, 12. The
Okay.
girlfriend, 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the husband, 14.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. You
Yeah,
could
that's a
throw a party with 14 people.
hey, that's almost a little village.
Man, I swear, I did understand when, you know, she was trying to tell the kids that she got a record deal with this record label, and they were kind of acting like she was like they had to now be in charge of taking the older ones had to be in charge of taking care of the younger ones now that she'll be like going out on the studio and whatnot. Did you notice the way they were like the eldest one, the 22-year-old was like, oh my god. He Because of course that will always be his job title, having to take care of the younger ones when the parents are not home.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like it's overwhelming. I know
And he
I would
seems
be
like he's already
overwhelmed.
tired of it.
Yeah, I would have been overwhelmed myself, Like I'm responsible for all these kids with their own personalities. They're not gonna sit still, and how do you entertain them and take care of all of them? It's like you need help. You need more than one person taking care of all those kids.
And I don't think they have a nanny or a help.
I don't know. I probably maybe her mom might come over to help,
Mm.
and then she has the 19-year-old and
She has a 22-year-old. She has a 15-year-old. She has the girlfriend of
yeah.
um the 22-year-old. I guess there's no need for help because a lot of help are there. They have to pay the consequences of of them being elderly. But I think she made a very big mistake. I'm not saying that having her kids, because children are blessings, of course. But I
Hmm.
think having this much of a big family, um, it's as much as it comes with its own advantages, but I feel like disadvantages are more than the advantages. I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, I came from a big family. I don't know how my parents did it, you know, but I remember, the older kids, they would, do their thing. And then in the evening, because my parents worked, I think my dad had 3 jobs, my mom had 2 jobs, so we seen them, but we seen them when they come home to sleep, or my mom would cook real quick and then she's off going somewhere else. But the older kids would leave and it just be like the younger kids. So whoever's the oldest of the younger kids would take care of the younger kids, you know. And it was hard because me being the one who would take care of the younger kids, because I was grouped in the younger kids,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to cook. I mean, I made bloody chicken and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to cook, so we ate a lot of sandwiches, ate a lot of canned soup, you know, because we were hungry. So yeah, it's hard with that many people, you know. And back then they didn't have kitchen islands where you could sit around. We just had the regular table. So all the bigger kids would eat at the table and the smaller kids would eat on the floor with with newspaper or brown paper sacks. So it
Hmm.
was hard. It was hard. So, but this in this day and time, I don't see how it's any easier with that many kids.
She is literally trying because I feel like it could be very overwhelming, very,
Oh
very
yeah,
overwhelming. And the fact that she doesn't have the greatest of track records. Her first marriage,
yeah.
um, this kind of thing happened. Then her second, she left her second husband. Now she's with this person. And I feel like everything joined together has made her the way she is. Because for me, I'm gonna say my own honest opinion. The way I
Hmm.
saw Keke Wyatt, I feel like I shouldn't have known her the way I know her now because she looks like an a very age. She talks like a very entitled person.
Hmm.
I do understand, like, okay, now she's going through a lot because of her child always being in the hospital, having that circumstances, postpartum depression, all those kind of things, having those
Mhm.
things. But I still feel like she is too much of a drama queen.
Yeah, she
When
overreacts.
Yes, even the mom was trying to tell her, I know you have all those things, but the way you shut out your manager does not make sense. And you know, the fact is when she came over, when the manager finally came to see her and she was giving her excuse for why she's annoyed with the manager, I kept on asking myself during that scene, I kept on asking myself, how is it his fault?
Right.
You want to blame other people for your problem. Before you blame people, look at yourself at the mirror. Why are you blaming the poor guy for your problems?
Right. I didn't really get to the understanding of why she was mad at her manager, Andre. I didn't really understand. Did you
She
catch it?
what me I understood was that she was like saying that um the fact that she was going through what she was going through, the having her baby, going through post PTSD, going through depression. She
Hmm.
expected him to, be like understanding her, even when she's doing something wrong. You should be like, okay, let me just slide away the bad things you're doing. Let me understand you because you're going through these certain things. You get. And this and I believe that the guy has a lot of things on his plate. Did you see when he mentioned a lot of things he does for her?
Yes, that was like
He mentioned
12
a lot of
extra
things he does for her.
jobs.
No, he's your
Yes.
listening ears. He's always there for you. Then you expect him. See, a good friendship only works if when you do things that doesn't make sense, I can call you out on your bullshit.
Right.
Any friend that would sit with you and see you act stupidly and still applaud you and be like, yeah, you did well, is never a good friend.
That's true.
So for him to still come, okay, fine, you did something bad. I don't know what she did bad. We didn't really talk about what she did bad, but he did something bad. Irrespective of the fact that you are going through PTSD, you miss your child, you wish the situation was better, and you're going through depression, but you are a professional person. That's why
Hmm.
they always say, don't mix pleasure with business.
Right.
When it comes to the professional side, you face the professional. When it comes to the personal, you face your personal. The problem is that they have become so chummy, chummy, they become so close. Because if it was a professional, PA, why would I be listening to you talk to me about your problems?
Right.
I'm only there to make you get the job done, to make sure you get the job and do what you need to do. If it's to write your songs, I'm there to make sure you write those songs. If it's for you to release the songs, I'm there to make sure for you to release the song. But the fact that he's there as a friend listening to you and you expect him to condone all the rubbish you do and still blame him for everything that's going on in your life that he's controlling. He isn't controlling, he's your PA. He's meant to tell you what to do, where to be, how to do it. I don't know whether the job description of personal assistant literally changed when it came to Keke Wyatt. I feel like she just makes her emotions. She's too raw, like she's. I don't know. I'm trying to find a better word. Like I don't know the better word to use. That's why I'm trying to like do that because she. I feel like she's always yelling. She wants to be heard. She wants to be the boss. She wants to be the one that everybody will listen to. She wants to be,
Right. She's
the one
basically
that has
like,
the last say.
yeah, she's basically like a ball of confusion. There's so many mixed emotions. Like he said, he doesn't know what he's going to get at what time from her.
Mhm.
You know, is it going to be the happy Kiki, the emotional Kiki, the complaining Kiki, the argumentative Kiki? you know, So, and he wears a lot of hats. That he's not even being paid for all these jobs. I'm pretty sure he's not. You know, and yeah, as far as him like being her friend, that's okay on the business sense, but you can't be nobody's psychiatrist that needs to go see a psychiatrist.
Mhm.
you know and if she's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and uh postpartum depression, you know a therapist would probably help in that department. you know
Yeah. I
so
think she needs help.
yeah, I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of to have those symptoms. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but
Hmm.
it's just basically better to
It's the
tackle
cost
it
for me.
with a
Is the
professional.
constant. Is the, for
Yes.
me? There's nothing to be ashamed of in being in that situation. I understand why you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Alone, having to have a child that you thought it was gonna be all right, and you push it out, and you found out that, okay, it's not how it is. I understand it's very traumatic. She's going through a lot, but
Right.
don't be transferring aggressions or let people do your bidding because of your emotions. Sometimes I always say something when I get very pissed off. Maybe I'm having an argument with somebody. I get very pissed off. I keep quiet. I don't talk to you again
Right.
because the truth is that you see words. When you talk, you hardly can take it back.
Very
You
true.
can beat me. You can beat me up. The injury will heal. But you see
Hmm.
words is stuck in the head. And the way she always transfers the aggression, that she wants everybody to baby her, everybody to listen to her. And you see the way she was like, oh, now I have a husband that I can control. That was off to me. She needs Jesus and she needs help.
Yeah, but you notice he didn't like that towards the end. When she said, "Well, you're upstairs listening. You might as well come sit down." He was telling her to shut up.
And the way um she was bold, the confidence. I like her confidence. But there are some things she just don't say to people's front, aka your husband to be, or your husband, or whatever, girlfriend. But there's some things she just don't say to them. And the way she tried to shun the husband, the way she was like, oh, I know you were listening to us. Even if you know you want to be listening to us, it's better you sit down here. We don't need you. Go out. She was like talking, she had this undertone of command.
Right. Right. Well, he didn't appreciate it. You know. I mean, they did ask him to go upstairs, and maybe he was coming downstairs for something or walking across where she can hear him, you know. I don't know. But when he did come downstairs and Andre said, well, you could just come on down here, you know, anyway, And then she was like, yeah, you might as well just have a seat. He didn't appreciate that. He didn't appreciate her tone and her little condescending way of saying it. I don't know
Yeah.
if she's changing her tone because cameras are there and she normally doesn't like speak to him like that. But the way he told her to shut up, I was just like, oh, let me clutch my pearls if I had some, because that was kind of like, I didn't expect him to say that.
Oh, I the show was that's why I watched it with lazy eyes. I watched it with tired eyes, and I literally felt like this lady did not do herself any good. She didn't do an absolute job, well done job. Even how did she even decide to have the kid she has now, the 8-month old? Because if I look at myself and I see all the kids I have, I would not be wanting to go get another baby.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing where some women kind of, I don't know if it's like a psychological uh, disease that some women, they love the feeling of being pregnant,
Hmm.
and all the attention and everything that comes with it. So they go out and they make babies, they have babies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a medical terminology for it. Maybe she suffers a little bit from that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe she feels like, hey, the more babies I have, the more love I'll have because of love that I didn't receive from somewhere. You know, I don't know. I I don't know. It's just odd, you
Yeah.
know, that a person would have
It's,
so many kids in this day and time,
it's
and
very, it was very, very odd, and I didn't understand. I guess she that gave birth to the level understand why she did that, because man, she needs to give. I don't know. I'm just hoping that the next episode is going to better, because it feels like this is just introduction to
right.
what's going on. Get to know, get more info as the episode is going. But I don't think that when they played out what we're gonna see in the season, I don't think it gets better. And with the way it is, it looks like there are a lot of fights in between the children. And I understand why it's possible, because they don't have space.
Yeah. And some of the kids are like, they need to have something else to do besides watch the kids. They need their
As
own lives. They need to be out in the community working, you know, and making money and or
mhm.
going to school, going to college, you know. I I just I don't know. We didn't see enough to know. You know what I'm saying? Just from that one episode. But one thing that I can tell is that the children are stressed out because they have to watch each other. She's stressed out because she feels like she's not getting enough support, to go
Mhm.
out and
Yeah.
the studio make this album. She hasn't been out in 6 years making an album. I mean, she's a beautiful singer, a strong singer, you know, a well-known singer. I believe she came out singing. I think her first album came out like I would say the late 80s, early 90s. No, I take that back. I think it was like the late 90s she came out. Yeah, late 90s. You know, um, and I mean, she was this dynamo with a powerful voice. And I think she did a couple of albums and we didn't hear from her anymore. And I think at that time she was in her first marriage because I remember seeing a show that she did. It was a reality TV show with her first husband, and she didn't have all those kids that she had now, but I think she had maybe about 4, 5 kids. Excuse me, 4 or 5 kids at the time. And then she was showing uh, signs of being stressed out. But I didn't know that she was married 3 times. By me looking at this husband that she's on the show with, I personally thought it was her second husband, but come to find out, that's her third.
Yeah. Even the guy, he's trying, because it's not a lot of people would see that number of children in the house and want to stay in the relationship. So kudos to him.
Yeah,
He's a great person.
yeah. I mean, even
Mm.
one of the kids said, "Hey, he wants to be here. He wants to spend time with us. He cares
Mhm.
for us." Which was a good thing. That made me feel good. Because you don't see too many men come into a relationship with a woman who has a bunch of children, and then they come in and step in to where there's an empty space of a male figure. So yeah, I can give him kudos as well. Good job. Because most men
Yes.
won't do it.
Yeah.
Even
I
if you were a celebrity, most
even
men
if you
wouldn't do
have the whole money in this world, 11 kids?
it. Yeah,
Wow.
they wouldn't do it. I mean, not unless they're a bum trying to get a free meal and a place to lay their head. But the average man wouldn't do it. It takes a special man to step up to that plate.
Mm. I literally hope that everything is going to get better as the season goes forward. I just I just hope it gets better. But I'm enjoying it. Um,
Good.
I'm enjoying it. So let's just see how it will go. Oh, do you about to come to the end? Do you have anything to like wrap it up with?
Well, I'm interested in seeing the next episode because I seen something about one of the kids being bullied. So I guess they'll be talking about that,
Yeah.
and the disrespect that I seen from the kids. I want to know what's going on with that, and something about the daughter wanting to date. She seemed like she was a young teenager. It's like, okay, definitely no, but we're gonna see what Keke does, Keke and her husband. So I can't
Mhm.
wait to see the next episodes to see what we find out.
I also can't wait to see the next episode to see what exactly is going to be happening on the show. Well, I guess we just have to wait till the next episode. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us on today's review and recap of Keke Wyatt's World. Also, if you we're gonna be coming back again next week after the episode airs, and also talking about the episode two. So don't forget to like and comment your opinion about the review and what you think about the show, and also click on the subscription button to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.